And we are live. We're going to be doing UFC Fight Night 98 road picks. Dos Anjos versus Ferguson. This is Ricky.
What's up, guys? This is Justin. It's been a while, man. I mean, this has been a month without UFC. I mean, I like football. I love baseball, but UFC is the best sport, dude. When there's no UFC fights, like, what are we doing, you know? Like, what are we doing with our lives? So I'm super pumped for this card. There's a lot of good cards coming up, and I like this card a lot. There's some good fights. It's on free TV. So let's do it. I'll start off with the first fight. We got in the featherweight division, we got Enrique Barzola. He is 11-3.
You're going to switch it up this time. Sorry.
Oh shoot! You know what? Screw this. My bad. So we were talking about it earlier today. We're gonna start off with the main card. So I apologize. I just remembered right now. From here on out, we're gonna start out with we're gonna go backwards. So we're gonna start out the main event and go backwards. We're gonna try this out and we'll see how the viewers like it. So
yeah, let us know if you guys like it better the other way too.
Yeah, Ricky, do you want to go first?
Yeah, sure. I'll start off with the first one.
Okay.
I'm really excited about this fight. It's a great main event. We got Dos Anjos versus Ferguson for the lightweight fight. I mean, this is almost as good as a lightweight championship fight. If you ask me. It's going to be Dos Anjos. He's just coming off a devastating loss from Eddie Alvarez. Got knocked out first round. Was doing the chicken dance, wobbly legs for a little bit against Tony Ferguson, who's an absolute killer. Has been training up in the mountains. I know, been training with Eddie Bravo. So some 10 Planet Jiu-Jitsu. You know his Jiu-Jitsu is going to be up there. I also saw some pics with Dos Anjos training with Edwin Najmi. But he's a Jiu-Jitsu star under Hamilo Bahal. He's a black belt at the Gracie Baja. I mean, and I think this fight's going to be really interesting. Dos Anjos has also have great wrestling, so I don't know what's going to happen. I think these guys are going to stand and bang. What do you think? You think they're going to stand?
This is a war. I'm very excited for this fight. Both these guys are at the top division, you know, but a lot of people are sleeping on Ferguson, and a lot of people I've read online on Twitter are saying that they're picking Dos Anjos because the Venata fight. I will say this. Okay, Venata showed a lot of heart. He showed that he's going to have a good future in the UFC, but I think you should go back and watch that fight. To all those guys that are saying that, oh, I'm not picking Ferguson because of that fight. I watched it the other day. The first round was close, but yeah, I will admit Venata was definitely, you know, made some good shots. He dropped Ferguson, you know, once or twice, but Ferguson messed him up too. And the second round was all Ferguson. That's where he got the finish. The first round I actually scored for Ferguson. It was back and forth, but Ferguson was fucking him up, man, too. So I don't like how people are saying that, oh, I'm not picking Ferguson because Venata smoked him. That was a back and forth first round, and the second round was all Ferguson. Venata gassed himself out. Ferguson's a slow starter, just like in the Abel Trujillo fight. He has very good cardio, just like Dos Anjos. I think cardio's a wash. They both have good cardio, but Dos Anjos has the weaker chin, dude. And Ferguson's a very tough fighter. I think Ferguson has the better chin. I mean, Dos Anjos is chinny. Look at his last fight. Eddie Alvarez has never been a knockout guy, never shown power, and he knocked him out. So there's a question mark right there. I know Dos Anjos was on a streak before that, but I see Ferguson getting knocked. And on the feet, it's going to be close, but this goes to the ground. In my opinion, Ferguson's going to, you know, snatch his neck and get a dart. So I'm actually going with Ferguson by a dart, maybe the second round, but it's going to be a war. But Ferguson's going to be the champ, and I'm very confident in him. He's going to beat Khabib. He's going to beat McGregor. He's just too good of a fighter, dude. I mean, he's, 10-1 in the UFC. His one loss was, 9 or 10 fights ago against Michael Johnson. I mean, he's fought elite dudes. He's fought really good competition. And I'm really high on Ferguson. So it's year of the underdogs, and I'm going with Ferguson. He's just such a tough dude. Always aggressive, very good stand-up. I mean, he does weird shit. Like, he just goes for, rolls and shit. He's so good on the ground. He's too slick. And in my opinion, Dos Anjos is on the decline. So I'm going with Ferguson.
Yeah, you think they're gonna go take it to the ground, or you think they're gonna stand and bang?
I think Ferguson's gonna catch him and get him in the ground. So Ferguson, just his stand-up is so good, but he's just so slick on the ground. I mean, he just goes through weird shit. I really do see him getting the darts in this fight.
I feel like Dos Anjos has some pretty good wrestling as well too, though. So
yeah, they're both good, obviously on the ground, but I mean, that's his signature move. Ferguson. I mean, he's doing the guys that, I mean, I know Barbosa doesn't have the best, takedown defense and all that, but I'm just telling you, man, I'm really impressed with Ferguson's stand-up and his ground game. And lately he's been doing all this stuff on the ground with his quick transitions and, his slick subs. So I do see a Darce for Ferguson. And
I think this fight's going to be a lot closer than what you say it is, because like I've been going back and forth, to be honest, because I don't know. I think they might be pretty even on the ground. I think Dos Anjos might have a little better wrestling and top game, as to Ferguson has better finishes and submissions. And to be honest, the stand-up is kind of iffy because especially seeing Eddie Alvarez knock out Dos Anjos last fight is kind of I don't know. To be honest, that makes me not want to pick him. That to me it was 50-50. If I didn't see Eddie Alvarez finish him that way, I'd probably be going with Dos Anjos. But I don't know. I think Ferguson might be able to catch him on the feet, hurt him on the feet. I don't know. To be honest, I think Dos Anjos might have been taking some juice. So I want to, but dude, I've been seeing some pictures recently, and he also looks pretty fucking swole. So I don't know if he's just naturally beast like that. But
yeah, the better chin is definitely Ferguson. He has one of the best chins in the UFC, probably the best chin in the division besides McGregor. And he's just tough as nails. He's more tough than Dos Anjos. And I honestly, he's on an 8-5 winning streak, dude. And people are saying that Ferguson's fought cans. He's beaten Edson Barbosa. He's beaten Thompson. Those guys are not cans. So, I mean, some of the guys he's fought are can. Go ahead.
Recently, his last fight, he did get hurt, Namer, but other than that, he's been on a tear.
Yeah, he's been on a tear. He's fought good competition.
I think the last fight he showed some like heart. He's able to overcome adversity, and I think he's going to be able to hurt Dos Anjos on the feet. Dos Anjos is probably going to try to take it to the ground with his wrestling, and maybe Ferguson might sink in the choke. So might have to agree with you on this one. I think Dos Anjos just got knocked out. It was a little too quick to come back.
Mm-hmm.
He probably should have taken a little more time off. So I think I'm going to go with Ferguson with the win.
Yeah, Ferguson got dropped, but, I mean, he recovered pretty fast. I mean, the second round, it was Venata with his hands down. Venata was gassed out. Ferguson was just, teeing off on him. But Venata, he showed a good chin. Venata's going to beat John Medesi. He's going to have a good career. But I'm high on Ferguson. I really do think he's the best lightweight in the division. I want to see him fight Khabib. It's going to be a good fight, but I do see him getting his hand raised. So enough with this fight. We both got Ferguson. He's plus 125. I already told you before. I know I said we're enough with this fight, but I'm putting $200 down on Ferguson. I'm pretty pumped, and I'm going to win it. So
are you really putting 200 on him?
I'm waiting for the line maybe to go a little better, but I'm putting $200.
Send me the slip, son. I don't believe it till I see it.
Yeah, you heard it here, YouTube. I'll put the slip as a picture so you guys will see it. But I'm putting $200. I'm that confident.
All right, cool. Good luck. I'm probably gonna bet some money on him too.
Thanks, man. All right, guys. So we got Ferguson. All right, the next fight, the co-main event, we got Diego Sanchez, 28-9, versus Marcin Held, who is 22-4. This is a fight that I'm not betting on. I'm gonna be passing on this fight. I'm gonna be, watching it, having fun. But I do pick Marcin Held in the matchup. He's from Bellator. You know how I feel about Bellator guys and all that, with the exception of a couple. But he's, he hasn't fought the best competition, but, he's pretty well-rounded. He has good stand-up, and he's a beast on the ground. And I just can't pick Diego Sanchez. I'm not confident in him anymore. His chin's done. I mean, Lozan smoked him in like a minute and a half. I mean, Diego Sanchez has good heart, but he should retire. I don't think he's there anymore. And I see Held getting his hand raised. I don't know if Held can finish him, but based off the last fight, Lozan finished him pretty fast. I'm not picking Diego, so I'm picking Held. I don't know by what. Maybe decision, maybe finish, but I wouldn't bet on this fight. But I will pick Held to get the win. What about you?
Yeah, I pretty much agree with you 100%. I hate the way Diego Sanchez fights. I think he has the worst fight IQ in the game. He just likes to brawl. That's good. You get a lot of fans that way and stuff, but to me, it's not smart. That's why he gets knocked out. He just should be on his way out, to be honest. I think he needs to retire soon. He's getting old, and he can't keep up with these new guys. So I'm probably going to have to agree with you. This guy's from Bellator. I think the Bellator guys shouldn't – I say a lot of bad things about him, but it's just fun in games. When it really comes down to it, I just think Diego Sanchez doesn't have it anymore, and he's on his way out. Marcin Held is probably going to try to make his name for himself in his first fight. So I think he's going to come out guns blazing, bro, and he's going to get the win. So, yeah, so far I think we agree on these two. Let's go to the next fight. To be honest, I think this next fight should be the co-main event. I don't know what Sanchez versus I don't know why that was a co-main event. But this is going to be a fight I'm really interested in. It's going to be Ricardo the Bully Lamas versus Charles Oliveira. It's pretty much I think it's going to be a classic. It's going to be a striker versus, I don't know. Charles Oliveira has some very good grappling, very good submissions too. So some very great submissions. So I don't know. It's going to be a close fight to call, but I think Lamas is going to get the win. I think his wrestling is going to be too good. He's an elite grappler, so I don't think he's going to get caught in a submission. So, yeah, I think Lamas is going to be too much for him. He's going to push the pace. He's going to be fast. I know he's coming off a loss with Max Holloway, but that was a war. So it was a very close fight. But, yeah, I think I'm going to go with Lamas for the win. What about you?
Yeah, I'm picking Lamas too. I'm not betting on this fight. It's a closer fight than people think, but Lamas when he loses to the weak guys, and Oliveira gets hit way too much. I do like Oliveira as a fighter, but he's never going to be an elite guy, never going to be a top 5 guy. He gets hit too much. He keeps his hands down. He doesn't have the best movement, and I don't know. He's just always going back. And he's a good fighter, dude. I mean, he's a beast on the ground. I mean, he got subbed last fight against Perez. That was a pretty good fight, but I mean, Nick Lentz really hurt him in that second round in that fight. I know he won the fight, but I mean, he gets tagged way too much in my opinion. I mean, he's sloppy on the feet. He does have a good ground game, but Lamas is, a tough dude. I mean, he has a good chin. He's aggressive. He's a good wrestler, and I see Lamas taking him down and not getting caught in a sub. So I'm going with Lamas by decision. I think he outworks him, and it might not be the prettiest fight, but I see Lamas getting the job done. All right, man. The next fight, this is one of my favorite fights of the night. I've been back and forth with this fight, but I finally made a decision. We got, in the lightweight division, we got Beneil Dariush versus Rashid Magodemov. We got Beneil is 13-2. We got Rashid who's 14-1. Now, I think Rashid's ranked 15 and Beneil's ranked 9. Initially, I picked Beneil. He's a good fighter. He's been really inconsistent in the octagon, but I'm going to be going with the Russian here, dude. I've watched some tape recently on Rashid. He is 4-0. Yes, 3 of them by decisions, but this dude is by far one of the best guys in the division in stand-up. I mean, his stand-up is elite, dude. And I know Gilbert Burns showed that he's not a good fighter in his last fight, but he really hurt Gilbert Burns in that last fight. That was a good fight. I mean, he dropped him like 3 times. Gilbert Burns took him down a couple times, but Rashid showed that he got right back up. He's beaten Tony Martin. He's beaten, a couple, not the best competition, but it's a good step up for Beneil. But Beneil, he's been inconsistent, like I already said. I like Beneil. He's a good fighter, but the Chiesa fight was bad fight IQ. I mean, he came out there and won the first round, then I don't even know what happened in the second round. He got taken down and got subbed instantly, James' big fight was a good win, but, Beneil lost to Michael Johnson. He got robbed. And I'm a big Beneil fan. I know you guys are friends. I think he's a good fighter, and he's the dog, too, which is why this line is tempting. But it's just hard to bet against Russians. And Rashid is a very good striker. He's only lost once, and it was I think a split. And he used to be a welterweight, too, so he's definitely going to be the bigger dude. I don't see him getting taken down. I think Beneil's only chance is to get to the ground. But on the feet, Beneil doesn't have the best stand-up. And that's where Rashid's, that's where he's so good at, man. I see Rashid picking him apart. And I actually see a finish in this fight. I see Rashid finish him, maybe in this third round. Beneil's been knocked out against Ramsey. So I don't know if I'm going to be better in this fight, but I'm picking Rashid, and I do see him getting the finish. What about you?
It sucks to say because I can kind of see what you're saying. He got finished by Ramsey, and he's kind of stubborn in the octagon.
He's grown a lot from the Ramsey fight, but I just don't think he has the best stand-up, and I think he needs to take it to the ground more, and he tries to hang with guys in the feet. You know, I mean, he knocked out James Vick, which is impressive, but he has bad fight IQ. He's gonna probably try to strike with Rashid, and he's gonna get knocked out. He needs to go in there and take him down, but he's not going to be able to take down Rashid. Maybe once or twice, but Rashid's going to get right back up to his feet.
I wouldn't be too sure about that because Beneil has some elite grappling.
He does have elite grappling, but Gilbert Burns does too, and Gilbert Burns could even sub him. And Gilbert Burns has, in my opinion, maybe the same amount of grappling as Beneil.
Beneil's way better grappler. Trust me.
I think it's close. It's not. It's close. It's not. I think so, in my opinion.
Beneil has won it like IBJJF like championships and stuff. So he's pretty.
I can't believe he got subbed by Chiesa though. That was
But that was just him being stubborn, because I don't know if you saw that, but he just gave up his back. He didn't defend it. He was just being stubborn. He probably thought he was. I thought he was a little cocky in that fight, and which is why I agree with you when you say his fight IQ is not that great.
Uh-huh.
So, yeah, I think he's gonna try to stand and bang with this guy, and these Russians are fucking tough, man. And he's not gonna try to. He always wants to try to beat the guy at their best game. To try to, I don't know why, but that's not smart, like you said. You know, So I don't know. I like Beneil. I'm not gonna bet on this fight because I've learned not to bet on fights that you have emotional ties with. So
who are you gonna pick to get the win?
I'm probably gonna agree with you, bro, and I'm probably gonna pick with Rashid to get the. I hate to say it though because I've been. You kind of make a good point. I think he's gonna get picked apart and maybe even get a TKO stoppage. Like I see like another Ramsey fight, to be honest, with this one. I don't know why.
Yeah, Ramsey is even close to the same striker as Rashid. I mean, that's common sense. I mean, if you watch Rashid's tape and you hear like when the people are talking about this dude, he has top 5 stand-up in the division, maybe even top 3. I mean, he's the favorite for a reason, I mean, he's the favorite against the 9th-ranked dude, and he's never even, the best dude he's ever fought was Gilbert Burns or maybe even Tony Martin. So he has a lot of hype, dude. I mean, he's 14-1 for a reason. He has 1 split decision loss. He beat Alexander Yakovlev. He's a welterweight before the UFC. So I mean, he used to be a welterweight. He's a big dude. So it's gonna be hard for Beneil to get some takedowns. So I like Beneil, but I'm picking Rashid. We both picked him. I might bet. We'll see. But all right, man. We both picked Rashid. Call the next fight.
All right, we got a fight I don't really care about. It's Alexa Grasso versus Heather Jo Clark. Alexa Grasso is like a no-namer. Where do they get her from? Clark. I'm going to go with Heather Jo Clark with the win. Decision. She's coming off a loss from Carolina Kowalski. But she beat Beck Rawlings, which is okay. It says something. So she has some experience, but I don't really care about this fight. I'm going to go with Heather Jo. What about you? Hey, Justin.
What's up?
I got Heather Jo with the decision. Who do you got?
Okay. Sorry, my volume was kind of acting up. I'm actually disagreeing with you. I'm picking Alexa Grasso. This girl has been one of the most hyped girls lately and unsigned. And we just signed her, and she's undefeated for a reason. She's pretty hot, too. And I am not impressed with Heather Jo Clark. She gets hit way too much. She's inconsistent. She's 7-5. I mean, that's not the best record. And Grasso's 8-0. She's aggressive. She has good stand-up. She has a lot of hype on her right now. That a lot of people are saying that she's going to be the next best thing. Watch some tape on her. She's good, dude. I mean, she has 4 knockouts, 4 decisions. And Heather Jo Clark, like I said, she gets hit way too much. She doesn't have the best fight IQ either. She just doesn't keep her hands up. And she's a weird fighter. I mean, she kissed her dad on the lips like before she walked in the octagon a couple fights ago. pretty weird, dude. So, yeah, Joe Clark's not the best fighter. I don't see her staying in UFC for that much longer. I know she beat Beck Rawlings, but that was a pretty controversial fight. So I'm picking Roxy Grasso. I think she picks her apart and really hurts her. I mean, Heather Joe Clark got beat up her last fight bad. So her face was, I mean, I think she fought Carolina. I forget. She fought Mina. I'm not 100% sure, but all I know is that she gets hit way too much, and I'm not picking someone like that. So I'm picking Alexa Grasso. All right, we got in the bantamweight division, we got Eric Perez versus Felipe Arantes. We got Perez, who is 16-6, I believe. My handwriting's terrible. And we got Felipe, who is 18-7. Yeah, this is a closer fight than people think, but I'm picking Eric Perez. I watched Arantes live against Jared Sanders, and this dude, he just likes to play off his back too much. I mean, he has good stand-up, but for some reason, he likes laying on his back and just throwing up stuff, and he doesn't mind getting hit. I don't know what it is. He has terrible fight IQ, one of the worst fight IQ in the UFC. And Eric Perez impressed me in the last fight. I mean, he's been on a roll lately. He looked good against Francisco Rivera. I mean, he actually showed he had a good chin. He's only lost a couple times in the UFC, and he's a good fighter. He's a very good wrestler. He trains at Jackson, you know. And I see him beating Arantes to the punch. I see him picking him apart, and I see him getting some takedowns, not getting sub. And I'm not betting on this fight. I'm probably going to give me bet on one more fight in the card later on, but I'll be picking Eric Perez. What about you?
I'm going to have to agree with you 100%. His last fight with Eric Perez's last fight with Francisco Rivera was an absolute war. And he showed some great heart, man. I have a lot of respect for him after that fight. So, yeah, like you said, Felipe Arantes is kind of a boring fighter. Fight IQ is not the greatest. He lost to Andre Fili, and other than that, he has some wins that are kind of like just whatever, in my opinion, at least in the UFC.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I'm going to go with Eric Perez. I mean, he showed great heart in this last fight, and he's a true warrior.
He's fought better competition. He has the better chin, and Arantes looks drained at 135. He used to be a featherweight, so I'm picking Perez. He saw the better competition for sure, and he has a better chin, and he's more aggressive, better wrestler.
Better wrestler. He's a good wrestler. I think his striking is probably better too, and he's got the better chin for sure.
Yeah, so we got Perez.
All right, next fight. We got Marco Beltran versus Guido Cannetti. So Marco Beltran, to me, I think he's pretty impressive. He comes out and he looks for tries to get that win all the time, and comes from behind when he needs to, and I like him. He just come off a win from Reginaldo Vieira in second round submission. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Marco Beltran for the win. What about you?
Me too, man. I mean, we agree with a lot of these fights tonight, and Beltran impressed me last fight. I mean, they both have pretty similar records, but Guido's not that impressive in my opinion. Beltran's a gamer, man. I mean, I believe he trains at I think he trains at I forget what it's called, but the gym that Benson Henderson trains at in Arizona. But anyways, I can't think of it right now. But yeah, MMA Live. Thanks, dude. Yeah, and Beltran's a good fighter, dude. I mean, he's a gamer. He has good stand-up. He's good on the ground. Good chin and aggressive. So, not that much to talk about this fight. You know, I see Beltran getting the win. All right, man. The next fight, we got Eric Montano, 8-4 versus Max Griffin, 12-3. This is a short note. I think both these guys are taking this in quick turnaround, especially Eric Montano. He just fought Randy Brown, and Max Griffin just fought Colby Covington. Montano has been subbed 3 times. He has very sloppy stand-up. Bilal Muhammad picked him apart and finished him in the 3rd round. And Max Griffin, you know, he's a good striker, dude. I mean, I know he lost to Colby Covington, but, you know, he doesn't have the best takedown defense, and Colby Covington's just a good wrestler. And Eric Montano, I don't see him taking him down at will. I mean, I don't know. I see him getting hit a lot, and I see Max Griffin either picking him apart for 3 rounds or getting a finish. So another fight I'm not going to be betting on, but I'm picking Max Griffin to get the nod. What about you?
Yeah, I agree with you. Max Griffin for the win. Not impressed with either of these fighters. Not betting on this fight.
Yeah,
But
loser's probably leaving town, so.
I think Griffin's just going to get the decision, maybe. But yeah, I'm not betting. All right, next fight. We got Henry Briones. Silva de Andrade. This guy looks very tiny. That picture looks weird on UFC.com. It's going to be fighting in the 135 division. Who you got, Justin?
This is a close fight because Andrade is 1-0 in the UFC. I think he has 18 wins by knockout. I mean, he has just 23-1. He's a good fighter, but I'm picking Briones, man. I mean, Cody No Love, No Love couldn't even finish this dude. No Love didn't have his best performance in that fight, but Briones was, he looked decent in that fight. I mean, he didn't get finished by No Love. I mean, it was a decision, but he might have won one of those rounds. So I think Briones, I think he's fought maybe better competition. I mean, he's been in the UFC longer, and I know Andrade has that 18 wins by KO. He was a KO king before the UFC, but he's a smaller dude. Briones is a tough dude, so I'm picking Briones in this fight. I just think he's fought better competition. I think he's the bigger dude. I think he's a little more well-rounded too. So I see Briones. What about you?
I agree. Briones with the win.
All right, man. The next fight is one of my favorite fights of the night. We got the Fight Pass main event. We got Sam Alvey, who is 28-8, versus Alex Nicholson, 7-2. Now, I got a lot to talk about this fight. I'm going to keep it short, though, but I am picking Nicholson in this fight. I know Sam Alvey's going to be the favorite for sure, but I know he's in our group on UFC Betting Charts. I like Sam Alvey. I mean, he was in Temecula, trains at, Quest. I live in Rancho. I'm like an hour away. But he's a slow dude. I mean, he's not that fast on the feet. He does have really good knockout power, I will say that. But, I mean, his Elias fight, that fight was terrible. I mean, he's been looking good lately. But Alex Nicholson, he trains with Mike Perry. Yes, a lot of people hate both of them, but Mike Perry is a beast, a very good fighter for sure. And Nicholson's a good fighter too. I mean, he is a freak athlete. He's definitely the more athletic dude in this fight. He's 7-2. I mean, all his wins are by finish. He's knocked out a former heavyweight in Chase Sherman, who's in the UFC. I mean, his last fight against Devin Clark, I mean, he knocked him out in the first round. He got dropped, and he came back and knocked him out. Nicholson has a good chin, dude, and I really do think Nicholson has a better chin in this fight. So I don't see him getting knocked out by Alvey. I see him getting maybe hit, and I mean, he's gonna be the more aggressive dude. Okay, Sam Alvey's slow, and he doesn't throw a lot of output. I mean, he has the power, but I do see Nicholson getting the nod because he's more athletic, and I think he has more tools in his arsenal. And I really do see Nicholson catching him, and I do see Nicholson, has the better cardio. I think he's the bigger dude too. And just like I said, the reason why I'm picking Nicholson is because he is more athletic. He's more aggressive. He's faster than Sam Alvey. And Sam Alvey always loses the guys that throw out more output and that are faster than him. So Sam Alvey's just slow, dude. And I just don't see Sam Alvey going to the top. I mean, he needs to work on his stand-up. I mean, he always throws that left hook. And he needs to throw way more if he wants to ever be in the top. So I'm picking Nicholson for sure. What about you?
Fight. You kind of convinced me on Nicholson too. Sam Alvey's got a lot of knockouts, but he's also been knocked out once too. So I kind of question his chin because this fight's going to be a slugfest, and I think it's going to go down to whoever has a chin. Who do you think has the better chin, Justin?
I'm going to have to go with Nicholson, to be honest. I mean, he took a lot of big shots with Misha Serkinov, and Serkinov couldn't even knock him out. So, I mean, I'm impressed with Nicholson.
Perry's a beast. Those guys must have good chins the way they box. They fight with their hands down. So I don't know if do you know if Alex fights that way too or no?
What's up?
You know if Alex Nicholson fights the same style as Perry or no?
They're both brawlers. I mean, yeah, Nicholson throws spinning back this and stuff. I mean, they've both been knocked out before. Okay, Nicholson been knocked out. Alvey has too, but. I mean, I really do think that Nicholson has a better chin. I mean, I know Sam Alvey has a good chin. I think both these guys have good chins, but I do see Nicholson being the tougher dude.
Sherdog says that he's been subbed once and he lost by decision.
Yeah, Nicholson's never been knocked out.
Right.
I think maybe in like an amateur fight, but he's never been knocked out. So if you can, he got subbed against Misha on short notice, but he was looking pretty decent in that fight. And you can't get knocked out against a guy like that. I mean, his last fight he showed a lot of heart and he knocked the dude out. So he got dropped, got up, knocked him out. So he's a tough dude. I mean, Mike Perry and Alex Nicholson, I'm impressed with these guys. They may be douchebags, but I like them and I think they're good fighters. I do think Mike Perry's going to get his ass kicked against Alan Jovan, but we'll talk about it another day. But yeah, I'm picking Nicholson. He's the dog. I'm excited to see what the line is because I'm probably going to be betting on this fight. I said a couple minutes ago, I was going to bet on a fight later on. This is probably going to be it. So give me Nicholson as a dog.
Nice. I like that one. All right, next fight. We got Marco Polo Reyes versus Jason Novelli. Going to be fighting in the lightweight division, and I think I'm going to go with Marco Polo for this one. He's coming off of a pretty impressive win from Don Hyun Kim, and Jason Novelli. He's just coming off a loss from David Timur. So I think Polo, he's got the momentum on his side, and he's going to use it, and he's going to get another win. What about you?
Yeah, I'm picking Reyes too. I mean, this guy is impressive, dude. I mean, this fight against Donggun Kim, not Sungun, was one of the best fights of the year, dude. I mean, that was a slugfest. I mean, he shows that he has a very good chin, good heart, good on the feet, good ground game. I mean, Novelli, I mean, he got picked apart, he got hurt bad against Tamer. I mean, I know Tamer's a beast, but I'm going with Polo Reyes. I mean, one of my most confident picks of the night. Always wins by finish, so I'm going with him. All right, the first fight of the night. This is another one of my most confident picks. We got picks. We got Enrique Barzola, 11-3-1, against your boy Chris Avila, 5-3. I know you're a big Diaz fan, but Chris Avila, dude, is terrible. I mean, he did not look good in his last fight.
I'm gonna say I'm not betting on. I'm picking Enrique Barzola on this fight.
Yeah, Chris Avila looked bad in his last fight, and Enrique got robbed against Kyle Bochniak for sure.
For sure, I agree. I thought he was very impressive in his last fight, and he should have got that win.
Yeah, dude, Barzola has a very good chin. He's never been finished. He definitely has a better chin. He's more all-rounded. I see him finishing Chris Avila, so. Chris Avila, see you, dude. You're gonna get that.
Chris Avila, he's kind of a slow guy. You know what I mean? He tries to fight the same way Nate and Nick do, but he's not that. He's not them. I think he's gonna get taken down, and Enrique's just gonna smother him and outwork him and beat him. If he doesn't get a TKO, he's gonna get the dominant decision.
Yeah, man, those tough Latin guys are tough, dude. So definitely going Barzola. You too?
Yeah, is it? Do you know who the favorite is on this fight?
Definitely, probably Barzola.
Probably, huh?
All right,
but I don't know. Chris Avila is more known, so who knows?
All right, before we talk about our most confident picks, I think this is a tough card. Me and Ricky, we do not follow tough Latin America, so we're not going to be talking about the tough finale fight. We don't care about it. I mean, I like the Ultimate Fighter. But I don't watch tough Latin America or Brazil, so I'm sure Ricky does do it, right?
Wait, there's a tough Latin America?
Yeah, it just got announced yesterday, I think, and I don't watch tough Latin America, so.
No, I maybe I've watched the first one, but after that, it kind of.
Yeah, I watched The Ultimate Fighter. I mean, this season's pretty good, but we'll talk about it another day. Tim Elliott, by the way, is going to win it. Yeah, okay, my most confident picks. I mean, obviously Tony Ferguson. I've been talking about him for like a month, dude. I mean, I'm really confident in him. I'm obviously putting $200 down. I mean, that means that I'm confident in him. And I'm confident in Nicholson. I mean, I'm probably going to be betting on Nicholson, Rashid, and Ferguson. Probably just those three. The only three guys I'm going to be betting on. Probably, obviously, less on Nicholson and Rashid. But, yeah, I talk a lot, but I'm confident, and I'm definitely putting $200 on Ferguson. So that should show you viewers how confident I am in Tony Ferguson. What about you? Who's your most confident picks?
Probably gonna be Barzola and Lamas. Those two.
Okay, and you're gonna bet on Ferguson, right?
Probably going to bet on Ferguson and Nicholson.
Okay, cool. All right, guys, we'll be back for UFC 205. Let us know in the comments below if you like us doing the main event first. And we haven't done thumbnails yet, and a lot of people have been mad about that. So we're actually going to do a start on this card. So I feel bad that we haven't done it before. Now you guys can skip through, you know, all the boring fights and go to the good fights. So let us know in the comments below. And yeah, we'll see you guys at UFC 205 when McGregor smokes Eddie Alvarez. See you guys.
Thanks for tuning in, guys. See you next week.